Hey there, your game is running at 10 FPS. Looks kinda ugly. What should I do? You need a graphics card. Owns a small company founded by 3 persons with a vision to contribute in the PC space with increased visuals and graphics power, especially in gaming, now doesn't care about gaming industry. This is the way tech giant Nvidia is going for. In this video, you will know how Nvidia started its relation with computer graphics, especially on gaming, and mainly why it started less caring or doesn't care about only graphics anymore. First, their mission was simple: make your games look less like cardboard and more realistic. Fast forward a few decades, guess what? They kind of forgot why they started in the first place. Because if you have checked your bank account lately, you know Nvidia not exactly your gaming buddy anymore. They're too busy selling chips to power your homework robot and your neighbor's self-driving toaster. But let's rewind a bit. To really understand how we got from GeForce 256 to AI factories printing digital brains, we need to revisit how Nvidia got here in the first place. Back in the olden days, when computers had the power of a potato, your CPU had to do everything. Run your game, calculate your frames, make your tea, feed your cat, you name it. The problem, CPUs are great at doing one thing at a time. Like an extremely overqualified single cashier at a supermarket. And then there was a guy, Jensen, who went from flipping pancakes at Denny's to flipping the whole computer graphics industry. He loved computer technology so much so that he ended up working at AMD, one of the big dogs back then for microprocessor technologies. Jensen looked at CPUs struggling to push pixels and thought, you know what, I got a better idea. So in 1993, he and his co-founder built a company to fix that. It wasn't called Nvidia at first, they just wrote NV everywhere for the next version because they hadn't come up with a cooler name yet. NV, and then it falls down to Greek something something and branded as Nvidia. Of course, you can't escape Greek mythology. In 1999, they dropped the GeForce 256, the world's first successful GPU. Not just a GPU, a graphics processing unit, which stands for GPU anyway. Fancy words basically meant your CPU can chill now while the GPU will handle the frames. And suddenly your Quark 3 death matches looked like you're losing more realistically and smoothly instead of a slideshow. It was game changing for that time. Suddenly, gaming, simulation, the overall graphics experience became smoother, more realistic and more immersive than ever before. For the next 2 decades, Nvidia kept showing up to the gaming party with cooler toys every few years. Good of course, game changes. Suddenly, your GPU could help scientists cure diseases when you weren't busy, no scoping your friends in CSGO. Real-time ray tracing, the key of realistic lighting, or at least another excuse to brag about your new card to your broke friend who's still rocking a GTX 750 Ti. Oh right, GTX and RTX. Quick crash course. GTX was a standard card, fast, powerful and did the job. RTX is when Nvidia decided you needed to see reflection of virtual lake at 4K. So they threw in real-time ray tracing. The R literally stands for ray tracing, not any other words, okay? So why does this matter? Because every time Nvidia launched new cards, the internet exploded. LAN parties, esports tournaments, AAA games, pushing your rig to melt down, all possible things because Team Green kept raising the bar. Oh, by the way, I got a message from Bill, is that so the difference why CPU is not good for computing graphics because CPU is equals to a few strong cores doing tasks one after another, GPUs thousands of tiny cores doing thousands of things at once. It's like having a single master chef versus an army of line cooks. That's why GPUs chew through graphics, simulation, crypto mining, RIP, electric bill and now AI. All things come at a price, except now that price is actually insane. Look at the RTX 50 series. RTX 5090, official MSRP 2000, reality check, good luck scoring one for less than 3500. If you even find one between scalpers, bots and your neighbor Dave flipping them on eBay. Meanwhile the 5080, double the launch price if you blink twice. And the so-called affordable cards bottlenecked with laughably low VRAM because why not squeeze you for an upgrade next year too. And don't get me wrong, these cards are powerful, don't believe me? Just see how they come with fancy buzzwords like DLSS this, frame gen that. They promise fake frames to boost your FPS count. And hey, who doesn't love numbers that don't actually exist? Here is the twist. While you are over here begging for a card that doesn't cost a kidney and your dog, Nvidia chips are busy doing something else entirely. Running the AI models that make your ChatGPT write your homework. Remember that pie chart? Oh, I haven't showed it yet. Look at the data. In 2019, data center sales were a tiny portion of Nvidia's revenue. Most of the money came from gamers, crypto bros, and PFX artists. Then AI said, hold on, I'm the unicorn. unicorn now. By 2025, the data center or business people are now 90%. Let this sink in. 90% of Nvidia's revenue comes from data centers, not gamers, not miners, not your cousin rendering Blender projects for fun. No, big companies training AI that talk to you, watches your baby, recommend videos, drive your car, maybe run government someday. Who knows? And by the way, if you're the owner of Nvidia and if I give you two options, one is keep selling GPUs to gamers whining about spending $800 or sell the same chip in bulk to data centers for billions at a time. Not exactly a tough call. Jensen Huang and his iconic leather jacket made it clear. Parallel processing was for gamers. Now it's for everything. Translation? Thanks for your money, gamers. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. So where does that leave gamers? Well, gamers did what gamers do best. Memes, rage posts, kidney jokes, and promising to switch to AMD next year. AMD and Intel are trying, sure, but until they pull a full rabbit out of their head, Nvidia is still king of the hill. They even don't have competition in flagship category of 600-watt melting connectors. AMD and Intel can take the bottom of the hill below Nvidia flagship with 9070 XT and B580 types of cards. And if you don't get a GeForce, you miss out all the fancy bells and whistles, better drivers, better streaming tools, better support for AI pet projects, and of course, the magical feeling of spending more than your rent on a GPU. So you wait for a restock, or maybe try cloud gaming, or maybe dial your expectations down to 60 FPS on your integrated GPU while you wonder how much you would get from your car from Craigslist. But hey, maybe it's all not that bad. Competition is heating up. AMD is getting bolder. Intel is at least showing up on the party right now. One day some indie dev in a basement might invent the next GPU revolution while running on Red Bull and McDonald's. Who knows? So now they're building AI factories, not chip factories, AI factories. Massive data centers cranking out machine learning models like candy bars. 90% of their revenue, remember? When 90% of your money comes from something, you don't look back. You just keep printing digital brains and cash. Gamers, sure, they're still around. Nvidia will toss a new card every couple of years. Maybe slap on an extra 10% performance and extra 100% price tag. Maybe they'll pretend to care about your next Minecraft shader pack. But if you think you're still the main customer, oh buddy, you haven't been paying attention. So here we are. Nvidia, once a champion of LAN party, is now the king of the AI gold rush. And if you want a piece of the crown, open your wallet, or don't, they'll fine either way. But hey, maybe that's okay. Maybe someone else will step up. Maybe AMD gets serious. Maybe Intel stops tripping over its own feet. Maybe some random Chinese brand or a genius kid in a garage invent the next big thing. And let's be real, maybe we don't need 500 FPS to play Minecraft RTX on. Maybe we stop chasing photorealism for a bit, or maybe we just embrace the chaos and hope our next fridge comes with a built-in RTX 6080. One thing's for sure, Nvidia's off to the races and they are not looking back. So next time you see that shiny new GPU launch, maybe ask yourself, is it really for you or just another brick in the AI empire? I can't stop saying these philosophy Tom Scott things. I wrote too much essays on this exam. I just can't help myself. So yeah, Nvidia, a gaming legend turned into an AI clown. They'll throw a shiny new card when they feel like it, but their real party is in server farms and AI summits right now. So next time you see Jensen's leather jacket on the stage telling you about the future of gaming, just remember the future is mostly AI data centers and shareholders doing backflips. Anyway, that's it. Smash like, subscribe, drop a comment telling me how much you would pay for an RTX 5090 if you found one on wish.com. Will Nvidia ever come crawling back to gamers, or will they just launch RTX 6090 Ti Founders Edition exclusively bundled with 3 NFTs and a free mining rig? Stay sweaty and keep gaming if you can afford to. And if you want to know about GPU versus CPU versus DPU versus TPU, oh goodness, video, click on that card. See you next time.